all the stories come with that. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, sometimes you just remember some good shit. Welcome to the Bottom of the Bottom podcast.
And all this is the Bottom of the Bottom podcast. We are here, man. It is May 12th, 2023. Um, I normally start out with my beautiful face on the screen, but technical difficulties and whatnot. Either way, we out here chilling, man. I'm Jay Walker the third. That's my co-host, my brother, my partner, them Carolina Dirt 803. What's happening?
Hey, nothing, bro. It's Friday, bro. It seemed like we did the Hump Day Happy Hour tap in a long time ago. So we know we say it's closer to the weekend. So now we here.
Absolutely, man. And this weekend is always a special weekend. We get to celebrate our mothers. Some of us will get to celebrate with them. Some of us will not be so fortunate, but neither here nor there. The most important thing is that you celebrate the life that she gave you. You feel me? If she is not here anymore.
Indeed.
You all right?
No, I'm good. I'm good, bro.
You over there taking a tip.
Oh, no. Trying to do a little promote, trying to share a little bit of this shit. But Mother's Day is one of those prominent Sundays, but a weekend where everybody out, trying to do last minute gifts. Unlike Father's Day. Father's Day, it is what it is. Mother's Day, people actually put thought into the gifts. So,
Indeed. Well, we always try to keep one in the hole, man. We got one of our guys, one of our visitors to the neighborhood. He's able to make some time for us and come join the brothers on the podcast. Mr. C. Hess, man. What's going on with you, player?
Ain't not much, fellas. Just doing my thing, man. Trying to live this thing we call life.
Hey, boy. Life be lifing though, ain't it?
Bro, you ain't never lied, man.
Sometimes I don't know, boy, and then I realize I gotta put on my hat. You know what I'm saying? We got a certain duty to propel ourselves, no matter what the stakes might be.
Indeed.
So either way, man, see, has you been here before, man? We're gonna do what we call first call. 10 questions. I got 5. My brother got 5. Ain't no right or wrong answers. You don't win shit. We just about to have some fun. Last time we know you working, you in the field, but last time you went to the gun range.
Shoot. Last week.
Okay. What you shooting? What you working with right now?
Do I need to run them all down, bro? Because listen, I was shooting. I got 3 9mm. I was shooting my 9mm. I was shooting my 9mm. I got a little 22 Taurus TX22 that I bought for my son. Then I got another little 22 LR that I got for him. Just teach him how to shoot with. Hey, the other thing I shot, man, I just got this Kel-Tec. It's a 9mm carbine, right, with the stock holes. Yeah, I got, man. Listen, I had to go open it up and try it out. So I shot that, man, for the first time.
Indeed.
What up, Smitty? What up, Smitty? Smitty watching.
All right, Smitty, go get it.
Smitty.
Shout out to the Cosign Podcast.
You want to get in? Yeah, Smitty, if you want to get in, hit a link. I can send it to you if you want to get in, Smitty.
Okay, we did the range shit. Physical fitness. What's the farthest you've run in the last 2 years?
13.1 miles. I did half marathon. I did 2 actually. One over the past 2 years. Actually, both of them over the past 2 years, bro. So I've done a half marathon.
I ain't ran to the mailbox, cuz I ain't running it ever again in life unless something chases me.
Man, listen. You know what, bro? I ain't gonna lie though. Because I do 5Ks all the time. That's like 3.1 miles, man. So I've done 10 miles too. But man, when I got about to like mile 11, I looked around. I'm like, for what? Yeah, man.
Okay. So that begs the question, man. That's putting a lot of miles on your feet, huh? What's your favorite pair of running shoes? What works
You
the
know what?
best?
I probably should stop running them, but man, I got some all my running shoes except for maybe 3 pair of Nikes.
Okay.
So I need to change them up, man, because Nike, I probably need to go to either some Sauconys, hookahs, or maybe some Brooks that specialize in
Brooks.
running. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. They don't
Boy,
look
care
good,
about his feet.
but they feel good.
yeah. I
Yeah, that
probably
boy care about his feet.
yeah, man. So I probably need to switch over to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. All this good health and wellness. What's the last bad meal you had? Some shit you know you don't normally eat, but you gotta indulge.
It's probably last week. Matter of fact, I went to Arby's. Let me see. It was last Tuesday. I went to Arby's and them curly fries, man. I got like the roast beef and like cheddar and them curly fries, man. So that was like Tuesday. So I don't do that too often though.
Okay. And shit, last question, man. Look, we gonna finagle it back to Mother's Day a little bit. Out of all them weapons you shoot, man, what's a good starter weapon for a mother that needs to protect her home?
I would probably tell any woman to start off with a 9 mil. A lot of people, they might say Glocks. Glocks are okay. My favorite weapon of choice is a Taurus, right? Because they shoot real good. But I would caution any mother like 380s. 380s got more recoil or kick, like we like to say, than people think they have. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I was to suggest a 9 mil, maybe the Smith and Wesson M&P Shield or a Taurus, or if they really nervous about it, get a 22 LR pistol. It has no recoil whatsoever.
And you can let them go with no recoil.
Yeah, and for people to say, "Oh man, that's a 22." All right, stand over there, let me shoot at you, and let's see what you gonna say about the 22. Because 22 kill more people than anything.
It might not kill them right then,
Yeah,
but that walk off is a beast.
Hey, it's a mug. So yeah, that's what I recommend, man.
That's my 5.
All right, see here, your favorite meal your mama cooked?
Let me see. I'm trying to, my mom, potato salad. Well, let me put it like this. Chicken, right? Fried chicken. And the thing, deviled eggs and potato salad, bro, with greens. And cornbread. But I'm keep adding them because it's coming to my mind. I'm thinking. So let me run it all back. Fried chicken, cornbread, collard greens, black eyed peas with rice, right? And potato salad and deviled eggs.
Okay.
That's the meal.
Let's say you hit the lotto for 10 million in your early 20s. So we're gonna say from 21 to 25, right? First thing you would have bought your mama.
A house. I'd have paid for the house because my mom's still in the house that we grew up in, right? So I'd have paid for that house and I'd have bought her another one.
All right. Harder to come back from as friends. A fist fight or being sued?
Yeah, being sued. Friends fight all the time. Hey, we friends, bro. We fist fight all the time. You know what I'm saying? Especially, as kids though. But hey, being sued, ain't no come back from that.
That's like calling the police. If you call the police on me, cause that's a deal breaker. We ain't got nothing to talk about no more.
I saw something where Tyson was talking about the time he fought Don King where he kicked him in the head. He said, what did he say? I think he said he fight the people he loved or something like that.
Yeah, bro.
So now that's dope. My fourth one. Clean up music. Who was your mom bumping when it was time to clean up on the weekends?
Wait, say that again. Who is she? Who
would she play? Like when it's time to clean up the kids, when you start to clean up on the weekend, who was your mom playing?
Man, listen, she really look, man. We grew up in church. You know what I'm saying? So I don't never remember my mama playing nothing but gospel music. So if she playing anything, it's probably gonna be Willie Neal Johnson and the gospel keynotes.
Okay.
I guess my last one was growing up. Who was the first person you fought? You remember fighting? Like
one of my brothers.
Yeah, that's normally how it go.
Yeah, one of my brothers. I ain't win though, but yeah.
You the baby? You the youngest?
I'm the youngest boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't expect to come out the gates winning.
Man, listen. Bro, I remember I hit my brother in the head with a. We were teenagers then. Man, I hit my brother with a broomstick. That's all I got. I took off on him. That's all I got. That was it.
You gotta take the wins, however small.
Hey, bro. Hey, that's all I got on him. That was it.
y'all must have been in the kitchen or somewhere for you to pick up a broomstick.
And we was outside. We was on the porch.
Okay.
So, with it being the weekend that we celebrate our mothers, man, was your mother as funny as she was disciplined? You know what I'm saying? Every Southern mother is always about discipline. But was she funny?
Bro, listen. When we was growing up, my mama is funny now, right? Then my mama wasn't funny. I don't even think I remember seeing my mama crack a smile when we was growing up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and she the sweetest lady in the world, though. You know what I'm saying? But bro, back then, and I guess it's cause at the time, it was just me and my two brothers. You know what I'm saying? So she was raising boys. So you know what I'm saying? So I think she had to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So she was all about that discipline, bro. My mom, when I tell you she used to crack, she a southern mama. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, when I tell you my mama probably about 5'3", 5'4". You know what I'm saying? And bro, when I tell you, like my mama will kick a bathroom door in, bro. She hit us with a trash can. She didn't count.
Stop.
Okay.
You heard that stop? That sound like a mama stop.
Yeah, that was straight up.
For real. So, long time no see. Again, friend, family to the podcast. Miss Bernadette, Miss B Love, how are you?
I'm great, guys. I'm sorry I'm late. I am doing the grandma thing. How are you guys?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. They're supposed to be celebrating you. How you end up on babysitting duty?
Huh?
I said they're supposed to be celebrating you. How you end up on babysitting duty?
That is the celebration.
I got a question though.
Today. They put you to work.
She said, I got a question. She said she doing grandma duties. Now, my question is did she transform like most parents do when they get grandkids?
No. No, I do not transform. I'm still old school, and I still believe in old school values, respect, tradition. I love on these babies, but I still make sure to let them know that there is a line.
What would your kids say to that question, though?
Huh?
I said, what would your kids say to that question, though?
They would say the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that grandma that's different from mom. To me, I love y'all a little bit. I love them more, but at the same time, it's still the same show.
Yeah, don't fuck around and find out, type.
That situation. Okay.
No.
Don't even.
My mom's. I don't know if it was her age, or what, but she definitely got softer. She
really?
got to a point where you could talk to her. Like, we grew up, it wasn't really no rebuttals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't we didn't do a whole lot of rebuttals. Now she'll listen to her grandchild.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess we learn a little bit, for communication purposes, that we can't just snap off at these kids. But sometimes they make you want to
choke them out. They be making you want to choke them out. What has changed about me as a parent next to a grandparent is I'm on some F these kids. I love them, but I am not on some, oh my God, my grandkid. No. Even when there's always this, today there's such a power struggle with these kids. These kids really feel like they are on your level in so many ways. And I'm like, I'm going to just let you know right now, that's never going to happen. And, the fact that you think you can is a whole problem for me.
Oh.
And that's why I say I'm not soft in that, like, yeah, I'm here. You could talk to me. It's not my job to parent my grandkids. It's my job to teach them, love on them, but it's not my job to discipline them. it's not my job to, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, she acting up. You handle that the same way I handled it with y'all. You handle that. So
Okay.
But
yeah.
can you really handle it the same way you handled your kids? Like that's the new era of listening to their feelings. Like you can't handle kids like the way you handle your kids. They can't handle their kids because the
No,
times have changed.
they sure have. I think,
Because I know
for me, I was a young mom, so I tried. I think that we're the generation who broke this whole tradition and respect thing because I was a young mom. I was like, well, my kids don't have to do chores, and you know what I'm saying? Because I was still resentful of the fact that I had to be responsible.
Right.
So then it was like, okay, well, they don't have to work so hard for theirs. I'm just gonna give it to them. You know what I'm saying? So now we've created this breed of entitled kids, young folks, and now they're breeding this same situation. And it's kind of like I actually feel bad that I was a part of that.
Yeah, we friends with our kids.
Yeah. Well, I'm
You know
not,
what I'm
but
saying?
yeah, I get what you're saying.
I definitely, I'm like you. Like I don't feel like I should have to cut corners because ultimately it's for your well being. No matter how fucked up you think it is, it's
Yep.
for your well being.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And like my brother always say, I always say it too. It's like some of them life lessons, some of those things that my mom used to say. I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" But at 30, at 27, bing, it rang a bell. At
Right.
33, it rang a bell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, what is one of the favorite things you remember about growing up in your home, if there are those types of things?
Yeah, for sure. One of my favorite things growing up was actually on the weekends, we had family time. And like, if we didn't have plans to do something, and again, today these kids, things like Great Adventure, Six Flags, things that were treats for us, this is their everyday life. But for the most part,
expectations. Yep.
yeah, so now I'm like, that was a treat for us, like, because it was money. It was a lot of money that was being put out. Again, we created these kids who just like, they just think it is what it is. But because we didn't always have it like that, everybody would just grab a spot in the living room, whether it was on the sofa or on the floor. You grab your pillow, you grab your blanket, and we would binge out and watch movies or shows, ordering food, or somebody would go pick up food, and we would just all be together.
That's
It
dope.
wasn't this phone situation where everybody's in the same room but on their phone. It was, it was like real family time.
For sure.
See,
What about you,
see
Hesh?
here.
Mine's kind of like the same, along the same lines, man. Some of my favorite memories is like how we all used to sit around the table and eat together. You know what I mean? Everybody used to sit, and we didn't have all the technology back then either. But at a certain time, man, my mama, once she got off and we got home, she cooked every night, or unless we was having leftovers. But we always ate at the table together. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't eating when everybody ate, you ain't eating.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, that's the dinner table, bro. With some anything could happen at the dinner table too. You know what I'm saying? So that's man, we had so much fun, man, eating.
And just be a commune, like
So,
just
what was
the family.
I would say,
so see, here, when the first time you seen your mom's strength?
When I seen a who?
Her strength.
breaking up.
There's a
Keep
delay.
breaking up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and try to reboot. What I was gonna say is, like, for me, like everybody, my memories are like road trips, and my favorite memories are road trips and then Christmas morning. It's like all the preparation that goes into a road trip. I didn't know that she stayed up all night last night frying chicken and making sandwiches and filling this cooler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that she's gonna spaz on me because we're supposed to stop at this gas station and use the bathroom and get back in this fucking car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But those are like the best memories for me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just for me, I love my mom dearly because she was tough, because she was that example. She was the sheriff. Like, I'm not afraid of my friends. What am I afraid of them for? I'm not afraid of the police. You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid of my mother. She
Mm-hmm.
can put hands on me, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody's gonna stop her.
Right.
Bro, it's
Right.
funny that you say that too, bro, because like I explain that to like when I'm talking to kids sometimes, man. I explain that to them, just what you just said. I wasn't scared of the principal or the police, right? I was scared of my mama.
Yep.
Call anybody, just don't call my mama.
Okay. That means you were raised right though. The fact that you had a respect and a fear for your mom, because who else should you have a fear or respect for more than your mother? Wow.
Real talk.
No. Who? And that's what I have a problem with. Everybody out here today is they afraid of everybody else, and I'm like, why? The only person that I fear and that respect that I had for my mom, the way that I interacted, the way that I was viewed, the way that I spoke, the way that I was seen, that was all her. All her. You ain't gonna go out here and embarrass me. You're not gonna go out this house and talk our business. You're not gonna go out here and embarrass me. If I gotta come up to school, I'm whipping that tail in front of everybody so you know not to do it again. Oh, and I dare somebody to say something. Call CPS. Call whomever you want. And if she came up with those hard rollers, it was
Oh
right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and you know what's crazy? That's the definition of on site. Like these kids say nowadays, on site. That was
Yeah.
the definition of on site.
Yes.
The worst. That's probably one of the worst fears I had is don't make me come to that school. If I miss work, I'm coming to the school and I'm there all day. And then when you get home,
Man.
just I don't remember ever having bubble guts on some. They call to the house and I gotta go home type shit.
Right.
My stomach ain't never hurt, as an adult like it did as a kid.
Yeah.
Bro, you remember? Hey, you know that since we talk about this, you talk about like she talked about mama coming with the rollers, but y'all remember the mamas would come to school with that house coat on, that little one
Oh,
button, and the rollers in. Bro, it was over.
That means she
yeah.
did everything to leave. That means she got the phone call and she didn't even hesitate to. She grabbed her purse, she grabbed the belt, and she headed straight to school.
She worked nights. You fucking up her sleep.
Okay. Oh, so now you have her out here looking crazy in these streets. Now that's a double ass whooping. It's like,
For
wait,
sure.
you know. But again, I respect that so much. It's one of the things that I miss, even in interacting with my grandchildren.
Right.
Just that lack of respect, where it's just like you talk to your mom that way, like the one person who does everything to make sure that you have everything you want and need. That latest iPhone, the iPad, the AirPods, the trips. Trips were a treat when I was growing up.
Oh yeah. If you got one a year, you was doing well.
Okay. You
Yeah.
were and it had to be the big one, the Great Adventure $45 trip that they had to save up for. Now today, it's just like they just take everything for granted, and it really just breaks my heart.
It's kind of, and then we've lost that dynamic as a community.
Yep.
Because the same fear back then, the same fear you had from your mother,
Yep.
you had from your friends' mothers.
Yep.
It wasn't even just one of them.
Yep.
Like to just the fear of being caught out by somebody that wasn't your mother.
Yep.
Like the trouble you're gonna get in directly is jacked up, but the trouble you're gonna get in because somebody told her something.
Yeah.
That was the double that was the triple whammy. Don't
Man.
But you know, bro,
you were acting
the neighborhood, like I tell you, man, my mama still live in the neighborhood where I grew up. My mama still live in the same house. You know what I'm saying? So the neighborhood is still kind of like that because a lot of the elders, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still alive. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we got people that's still, and I got to shout out to them, man. Like Miss Sue and Miss Inez, Mr. EG. It's a lot of them still around there. You know what I'm saying? So in addition to my mama, which was coming up, she was younger, but now she's old. A lot of those older people though, who were older when my mama was when we were coming up, they're still alive. So it's still kind of like that. If some kid down the street doing something, you know what I'm saying, they can go tell either mama or grandmama, right? And grandmama going most of them, you know what I'm saying, gonna deal with it. Now you got the few, you got a few of them that's hard headed and bad, but that's the way they being raised. You know what I'm saying? But it's still kind of like that around there because it's still kind of family centered. But for the most part, in some of these other neighborhoods, they ain't like that no more.
I mean, a lot of the dynamics have changed. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I feel bad for people that don't have their mother figures in their mothers or their mother figures in their lives no more. I talked to a friend of mine, and this is a really hard time for them because they lost their mom at a young age. So it's hard to balance, you know, a celebration for some of us that didn't have that or don't have that.
Right.
But the thing that was weirder than that was when people didn't mess with their moms. For me,
right.
Like I was ignorant and naive growing up, that just assuming that everybody's mom was like my mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's a tough situation when you want them to be right and they're not capable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you should still celebrate them because ultimately they gave you the kiss of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not to say like if they too jacked up, if they got too much going on, there is a level of too much. It doesn't matter if they're your mother or not. There is a level of too much. Yep. But that's the one thing that you can be grateful for is that they brought you here.
You see, bro, that's what I think about. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing. I completely agree. There's just the fact that we just give respect, especially today, when there are men who think that they can have babies, when there are men who literally feel like they're competing with a woman, and you're just like, can you understand? I brought life. I brought your life. You're here because of me. Like when a woman wants to have her swag, I'm like, just so you understand, you're here because of me. Chill out.
Right.
I mean, I understand your dad played a part, but I'm just saying, I had to carry you in here. You're not a test tube baby. You act like one, but you're not one. You be these kids out here acting like test tube babies. I'm like, what the hell? You were not born in a petri dish.
Okay.
This petri dish.
Right. I don't know who DNA you got in there mixed up with mine, but it is off.
Way off. Way off.
And that's one thing I will, man. That's why, like, I appreciate my dad because my dad always, and he even says it now. He always says, "Make sure you look out. Make sure you take care of your mama." He always said that. You know what I'm saying? So even there was a respect. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like for those who, you know, my mom pretty much, which my dad was very active in my life. So for those who had a mama and dad right there, you know, a lot of times. Dad, you know, don't tell, you know, when your daddy get home, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But sometimes it was like, what did your mama tell? What did your mama, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes he would, like some fathers I know, refer back to the mama. Oh, and you disrespecting your mama, right? Oh, we about to have a problem. So,
right.
So that's the one
it's
thing.
The Will Smith thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Will Smith, Chris Rock. Like your mama told you to do something, and you didn't do it, and now she told me. So whether I want to go upside your head or not, she run this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My father's the same way.
You know, your mama. You know what I'm saying? Your mama said. You know what I'm saying? That's respect to me.
Absolutely. Like growing up, I'm the same way as you see here. So I was blessed enough to grow up in a stable 2-parent home. You feel me? The way my father speaks in terms of my mother now as an adult. Like, I probably didn't understand it as a kid, but as an adult, him understanding that he wouldn't have shit if it wasn't for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit comes with some turbulence.
Of course.
It comes with some turbulence, but that's the one thing that we don't do as a group of people no more. We don't endure no more. The minute somebody pisses us off, that relationship is over.
Well, there's a catch-22 to that one because I think sometimes, you know,
You
I
can
think
endure too much.
I think it's about investing and enduring with the person worth investing in.
There you go.
And I think sometimes we spend time investing in things that really don't suit you, but you don't want to be the runner. You don't want to be that person who's, as you say, because that's where we
Right.
come from. We come from a place where it's just like, you stick it out.
Right.
That's your man. You claim him. That's your husband. Y'all stick it out. It
Right.
wasn't none of that fair weather we leaving. But then there's people who stay in situations where
Far
it's
too
not
long.
worth the investment. If you're not
Yeah.
pouring into each other, if you're not building together, if you're not creating together, if you're not respecting one another, even to the point of what y'all just said about the fact that men today, they don't co-sign that your mama said. We don't co-sign your father said.
Right.
It's
Right.
what I said, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what no, like we're not even moving as a team.
Right.
So
Right.
all of those values have kind of fallen by the wayside. Now you have a generation who they won't stay and endure.
Right.
Because to your point, relationships have become disposable. Respect has become disposable. How we even interact with one another is disposable. Friendships. Oh, well, you're not my friend if you didn't do this or you didn't do that. Friendships are not about that. I just spent
Exactly.
a day today with somebody that I worked with, a lady that I worked with. I met her a couple of years ago. We work together. We have the kind of relationship where I don't speak to her all the time. But when I call her up and I'm like, hey girl, we're here. It's like we never left one another. I know that if she needs me or I need her, we're there. I value that.
Oh, certainly I have well, we adults. So I got friends that I see on a regular basis, obviously. But most of my friends, I see them irregular.
Right.
Every 3 to 6 months or something like that.
Right.
And we in the same city. You're not supposed to be mad at that. You're supposed to
Right.
understand that they might have something on their plate that you don't have, or vice versa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to get back on topic, man, in terms of, I like to take this time. It's Mother's Day every day for me. She done saved my life too many times. If it was just me and me alone, I'd have been out of here. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow is a special day that everybody can focus on, man. But treat your loved ones with the respect that they deserve, man, and especially your mother.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And you know,
Carolina, you
bro?
made it back. You got your cup and string together.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I had to switch to my phone, man. Man, fuck this laptop and internet.
your Wi-Fi is acting real Wi-Fi like today.
Yeah, man.
I was
Yeah.
going through it. He wasn't giving me no grace when I was going through it.
That's
But
funny.
ISPs ain't shit. Let's just be real.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not. I
You
mean,
know, bro.
it's a saturated situation. Everybody's right now has 10 things connected to the internet, whether they want to or not. Like there's stuff going on behind the scenes we don't even realize as we speak.
For sure.
Right now on our phones, 10 programs running on the internet. So it is what it is.
Of course.
Yeah,
But
bro.
look,
Hey, check this out, bro. Like, I just, what y'all talking about mothers, man. Like for me, it's just like single mothers, man, have a special place with me because, like I said, I was raised by my mama. My daddy was involved in my life. You know what I'm saying? But my mama, my aunties, you know what I'm saying? But single mothers, bro. So that's why, like, when I work corrections, man, and I see, jokers disrespecting their mamas, and you see the mamas running down to the jail trying to see their kids. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm out somewhere, bro, and I see a kid disrespected, especially a black kid disrespecting his mother, bro, I might lose it. Right on, ma'am. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But you realize,
right.
this is, single mother's got a special place with me, bro.
Yeah.
It's definitely tough when there are no male role models because, and that's, it could be a slippery slope into a different conversation. Your environment is 90% of who you are, cuz.
Yeah.
If you're around a bunch of females, it doesn't matter who I'm around. If I'm around some Aborigines in Australia for long enough, I'm gonna pick up the shit that my environment exposing me to.
Right. You're socialized to it.
You're socialized to it. So again, for single mothers, it's a tough situation. Um, I hope and pray that you got brothers, cousins, church members where you can expose your children. And that's little boys and little girls alike to men that are worth something, not just men.
Right.
Because I've stopped talking to a woman because she made me too familiar with her kids too fast.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dangerous to me.
Yeah. But there are women out here who are legitimately looking for dads for their kids.
Right.
Right. And I think I'm kind of like on the fence with the single mom thing, because where's your discernment as a woman? All right, the first go round, I loved him. I love him because these women live in this. I love him. Oh my god, I just want to. And then that's out the way.
Right.
And you got the next one, and I love him. And now you got another one, and he turns out not to be right. And then where's your discernment as a woman to say, who are you allowing into your body? And who are you just allowing to come in and drop their seed and not even want to take the responsibility to even want to be in their own kid's life? I have an issue with that on both sides.
Boy, we about to, that's a slippery slope. Cause that, hey, no, you preaching. Don't get me wrong, you preaching, but that's whoo.
I'm just saying, like, I think that's what we don't talk about.
No,
we don't
right.
talk about the fact that, because on the other side of it, right, I've dated men who are like, they can't stand their baby mama or their ex-wife, or you know what I'm saying? I don't deal with her. I just deal with my kid. But you picked her. You picked her.
Yes.
And now you can't stand the sight of her? Y'all can't even be in the same room together? Y'all got to drop the kid off, and you.
That's because she broke his heart. Normally.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things because, and I've talked about this before. You got the women who do spiteful things to hurt the man, i.e., put him on child support because they don't want to be with them anymore. So now you sitting here having a kid. They don't want nothing to do with the kid. Like I use Tristan Thompson as the example. Unfortunately. Here he is, a great father to 3 of his kids, but he got 4. He went and had one with a woman. He got it clearly. I can't even say he was irresponsible. I don't know what she might have done. This is a whole situation with this MBA or try to get with somebody who got money thing. And so now she has a kid. She gets her $10,000 a month, but he wants nothing to do with the kid. Whose fault is that? People would be like, oh, well, a man should be a man and he should take care of his responsibility. I agree. But he didn't want nothing to do with you. And he told you he didn't want nothing to do with the kid. And now you're raising a kid on your own. I don't care how much money you have. To y'all point, kids need a mother and a father.
But right. Kanye even said, and those people said it, they family fucked up too. Like that plays a role. That plays a big role because like you can date a man or a woman, but if you don't fuck with the rest of their family, like it brings in that person also.
I mean, there's so many dynamics that go into it, and I just feel like today we still having these conversations where you don't have a friend or you don't know somebody who's been through this a couple of times, and you're not saying, hey, that's not my situation. So here's the crazy part. We ostracize the women who are in their 40s and 50s and have no kids. You don't got no kids. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I didn't want to be a baby mama a few times. I passed. And there's something wrong with her. But then we sit here and but she listen. All of it has, an impact. At the end of the day, all of this has an impact on the kids. And that's why when you look at these kids today and they talking about they want to be a boy or a girl and they confused about who they are and they don't know what they want to be. Why? Because they have no example of what the right thing is to be.
Why would I want to be a man if all I heard is my mom thrash my daddy for 20 years of my life?
He ain't ish. He wasn't around. he ain't ish. Or I think what really kills me is when these women put the kids in the middle. So they fighting with the father, they rolling up to the father's house, doing all this drama, and the kids in the car.
Right.
Why?
That does a whole lot of that does a whole lot of damage to a kid that you may not see it until later on in life, and that
Yep.
oftentimes that affects, especially let's say I'm gonna use a male, or if we can use both, that will affect their oftentimes it affects their relationship with whatever they choose to be with. You know what I'm saying? More down the line.
Well, that's like 50 Cent's son. 50 Cent said years ago that his son's mom was basically putting him against him.
Right.
And now I'm looking on about $6,000 child support. Like
It's
that's
Come.
But you know what's crazy though? A lot of times, you know what? I told a guy this one time. I said, as long as you spend any amount of time in that kid's life while he's young, right, you're gonna always be his hero. It's not until they get older, right, that they're gonna figure out either you was there or you weren't. So even in the case where you got, let's just say, and I don't want to badmouth women, but let's just say you got a case that a woman is bad mouthing the dad. At some point or another, if that kid's mind is open, they're gonna find out the truth.
Right.
right.
At some point or another, they're gonna find out.
Right.
And that's both ways.
Yeah.
It's both ways.
Yeah.
If my father tried to, if it was in an unfortunate situation where my mother and father wasn't together, right, and my father tried to disparage my mother, who I live with, you know what I'm saying? It's no way it don't compute.
Right.
It don't compute. You know what I'm saying? So
token.
at the end of the
You
day, we should all be at least as responsible as what our actions did.
Yep.
Your actions made a baby. Take care of the baby, because it's not rocket science.
Either way. And guess what? If a man decides and let's just be very clear when we're talking about this. The same way there are men who walk away from their kids, there are women who walk away from their kids. There are more men today raising their kids than ever.
I've
By
seen it
themselves.
personally.
Me too.
Yeah.
I've seen it personally. And so when I say this is a person thing. It's not a man or a woman thing. If you make the decision to have a child, be responsible. And whatever that is, you don't have to be with the other parent. Y'all don't even have to like each other. Come up with an agreement that works and be a parent to your kid. Because now today, as a single woman dating, I'm dealing with a whole bunch of broken men. And healing is a process. Nobody's ever healed. I don't care what anybody says. I need you to be healed. No, you're not. You as healed as the one thing that triggers your ass. As soon as you get triggered, you unhealed. So let's just be clear. It's a process, and that's okay. But you dealing with a whole bunch of men who don't even know how to be men. And
Indeed.
it saddens me because I'm like, who raised you? Oh, wait, your mom, right? Your mom raised you? Because I'm not going to say that men do a better job, but there are things that men teach boys and they teach girls that give them the tools that they need becoming into adulthood, i.e., be respectful to a woman, know how to treat her. When it comes to whether it's opening a door or whether it comes to, you know what I'm saying, be considerate of her, make sure protection.
Men are more
job is to protect. These men they want to be protected. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's weird. Like the whole, I tried to talk to you, you don't want to talk to me, so I'm gonna beat you up shit. It's just weird to me. But on the thing that you just said, it's like, what I will say is men are more cut and dry. Men are definitely more likely to teach fairness. Whereas, unfortunately, women kind of lead with emotion. And
Yep.
you're going to get the good days, but you're also going to get those days where that judgment is not necessarily judgment to stand by.
It's emotional judgment.
Emotional judgment.
It's based on what I'm feeling and how I'm feeling at the moment. If I'm upset, I'm making an upset judgment. If
Right.
I'm calm, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we have to understand from each other too. We're in a generation now, you know, and I don't know, I'm thinking that we're all in the same age group, or, you know, 50. We've come from a place where we've seen a lot, we've learned a lot, but I also think we've learned what not to do. And I don't understand why at this age, like I can't even understand why we still have representatives. Wait, we still got people out there acting other than who they are? I'm at an age where you see me, love me. You're either gonna take me as I am, or you gonna move on. But what you're not gonna do is get somebody this today, and then next week get somebody else. I don't have a representative. I left her. She got fired a long time ago. And yet, this is still the world we live in, where you still, again, don't know somebody until you, sometimes 6 months, a year down the line, and you like, this was the same dude that I met a year ago? It's crazy to me. But this is what's still happening in our age group. And it's funny, hanging out with my girlfriend today, she was asking me about dating, and I'm like, not even remotely interested. Like, not interested. Because it's just that bad. And it's the consensus. It's not just my consensus. Men and women alike are in the same boat.
I got a question though. Let me ask this question, because it's kind of it just kind of came up. So, like, you know, when we talking about like mothers who kind of walked away from their kids, right? So I was thinking about this today, and everybody gonna want these happy Mother's Day and want to be respected, but you know, where do we draw the line at with? Yeah, I understand they gave birth, but when they even fathers, but we talking about mothers right now. Where's that? Where do we draw that line at? You know what I'm saying? As far as mothers who walk with their kids, do they get Happy Mother's Day and all that stuff?
I think a Happy Mother's Day isn't about you just pushing a kid out. I think a Happy Mother's Day comes down to the work that you've put in as a mother. You know, and we're not all perfect. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, if you were not committed to your kids, in terms of, you know, so I remember a friend of mine asked me, when does this parenting thing stop? And I said, never. It never stops. I have grown adult children, and I still concern myself with their well-being. Are they okay? Do they need anything? Because those are my kids. It's not like, okay, my whole life revolves around my kids. No, they're grown-ups. But it's still my job to make sure my kids are okay. And don't get it confused. If they call me, I'm running. They're mine. And so I think that, you know, today we get caught up in I pushed him out, right? Were you there? Are you still there? You know, we were talking about men who are raising kids. Women completely walk away from their kids. They don't worry about the financial well-being. They don't worry about their emotional well-being. You don't get a Happy Mother's Day from me. That's just me.
Yeah, that's something I was curious about, because I'm like, you know what? I tell them grandmothers, you know what I'm saying? Because you got some moms, and I'm not bashing women or whatever, but
right.
All mothers are not good mothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of grandmothers, you know what I mean, that raised all their kids, and now they're raising the grandkids too.
Right.
Love, I wanted to ask you, what was your mom's best quality, and what do you think your kids think of your best quality?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to work this. What was your mom's best quality, and what do you think your kids think your best quality is?
My mom's best quality was the fact that she was a fighter and she was a survivor. She taught us that no matter what you have, you make the best of it. You always make it happen. I don't care if it's 2 pennies rubbing together or 200 pennies rubbing together. You make it the best that you make it. And, you know, I appreciate that from her so much now, because back then it was just like, you all good, like we good, we not good. You know what I'm saying? But to her, we were good. And, you know, I value that about her. I'm on live right now. Go that way. I'm sorry.
You see how you're doing it right now?
Right.
That's that super mom shit.
and she ain't even skip a beat.
Right.
And that's like when mamas be driving and whooping the kids over the back seat at the same time. She ain't skip a beat.
Exactly. I don't know what my kids would say my best quality is. I think they may all have something different, but I think that they would all say, because I've had the conversation with them, is how strong I am with them. They've all attempted, because all kids attempt to cross the line with their parent, that kind of see if, what can I get away with? And they all got put right back on the other side. Yeah, no. I'm your mother.
Yeah. I think
your father
go ahead, I'm
is your
sorry.
father. And you're not ever gonna disrespect me, and you're never gonna disrespect him. And I don't care if we're not together. Me and him made you. You're never going to disrespect us. So that's the
how
only
it should
thing I know that I've stood on and continue to.
Consistency, man. Being there. If you are a mother that couldn't for some reason postpartum, you on bullshit, whatever, you walked away from your kids, you couldn't make that work, and the guy that you chose did the honorable thing. It's still about being consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's still about the time you put in. The same argument that you would give to a dude, like, you ain't got no money, but you still ain't, like, I see you at the store every day. Come see your kid.
Right.
So consistency. My mom was gonna be the same every day.
Right.
She was gonna be the same in front of the deacon and the pastor. She was gonna be the same in front of the liquor store. She was gonna be the same. I could count on her. I could count on her response to whatever the situation was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what we need in these kids' lives. That's what we need to do to repair relationships. If we repair relationships, we can repair the community.
Yeah.
Agreed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Y'all can still hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
All right, so there was something I saw on Ricky Smiley this morning. I kind of want to touch base. I don't know if y'all talked about it. Like, I missed a lot. But they were talking about taking the celebration of Mother's Day out of schools. They're doing it in places in Canada. The one I screenshotted was in Seattle. They're doing it in British Columbia. But they said because the traditional home is not the same, the celebration for Mother's Day and Father's Day should be taken out. They said you got some kids that have parents with the same sex. You got some parents whose parents aren't together.
That's why there's a Father's Day.
Well, they talking about taking that celebration out, but school's not in during Father's Day anyway, so there's really no celebration. But as far as at the time and being in school, they're talking about taking the celebration out. I don't think so. I mean, I don't like. I understand what they're saying as far as the traditional home is not the same. No, what I'm saying. All right, I'm saying I understand what they're saying. I don't believe in it though.
Okay.
Just because your mother and dad ain't at home, that means my kids got to suffer too. Like, that shit go both ways.
Yeah.
Like, so you telling my kids that we're not gonna do it because Jose's parents aren't together, or because Jose got two daddies, or Susan got two mamas. In reality, that's their choice too, or because Hector got a stepdaddy, that's still his dad. Or
how come all your examples is Mexican?
Man, I don't know. That shit just came out. But okay, Elijah got his brother who been watching over since he was 3. So now he feel like that's his dad. Like, they're saying it's not fair, but life ain't fair.
Life is not fair, and what I will say is this, in reference to that. Why don't you primarily focus on education? All of the things that this country is doing, none of it focuses on teaching these kids a motherfucking thing.
Nothing.
We are dead last in this country across the world in almost every subject.
I bet we proficient in TikTok though.
Okay.
Hey, see, there you go. So we spend so much time. It's the Fahrenheit 9/11 thing. Like you taking books out of curriculum. You telling people not to celebrate something that's been celebrated for 50 plus 100 years, and you're not focusing on what. The only thing that I would say is, and it's kind of like what we touched on earlier. Some people, it's hard for them because they don't have a parent for some reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this life ain't fair. Like shit, I'm fat. I can't run fast. So you trying to take track and field out the Olympics?
Right.
I can't. So you gonna take out the Olympics? Shit, I eat more than somebody else. So you gonna quit discounting food? Like that's nothing. Like life ain't fair. And that's the thing. These kids don't understand it because they think everybody's on an even playing field. They trying to make it where everybody's on an even playing field when we're not.
We're not.
And it'll never be like that.
We're not. I'm black, but I ain't light skinned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's stuff that I can't. This stuff that I can't change. But you're telling these kids that we're gonna try to make it even. You can't do that shit.
But you know what's crazy though? Even bro,
if that's everybody be one skin tone, one height, one weight, one financial status, one education.
but we know that's never gonna happen. But see, even in the case like if they try to take Mother's Day out, right? Let's just say, but when you got two same-sex couples, right? Unless one of them has gone through the change, either you got two mommies or two daddies, right? So I'm trying to understand the reason and logic, unless they've gone through the whole change and surgery and added on and all that.
Transition.
Yeah, unless they're going through the transition, you still got two mommies and two daddies. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm about to hit y'all with something. I don't know if y'all ready for. It's really the Bernadette though. So
Who you screaming, little tiger?
Huh?
Oh yeah. Little tiger?
I'm about to fuck this up now. So they said when he has to talk about the transformation. So do you feel like doing that takes away the woman's voice?
First of all, and I've said this before, so it's really funny. People are so sensitive about even talking about this. Is such a sensitive topic, but my stance is my stance because, like everybody, we all got our opinions. So mine is, you're never gonna take my voice. You could turn yourself inside out trying to be me, and you will never be me. I am a woman, honey. And there is so much that comes with that. And I don't care what you put in your body. I don't care if you turn yourself inside. You will never be me. So for me, we're not losing our voice. Going back to what you were talking about, even what's going on in school, this is a bigger agenda. This whole situation, they want our kids to be stupid. They want our kids to walk around. I'm so confused. I just don't know what I am. You are a girl. You are a boy. Period. So I don't understand what you don't understand. Give yourself some time. We have all struggled with who we are as people. All of us. In our manhood, our womanhood, whatever it is that we are, we struggle with that. Give yourself some time. And then when you become a conscientious adult, if you want to make changes to yourself, knock yourself out. But no teenager and no school is going to come tell me, oh, well, your kid feels a certain way. And since you don't agree with it, we're just going to keep it a secret. This is where we're failing as parents. I'm sorry. No offense. This is where we are failing as parents, because there's no way a school is going to dictate to me what I can and cannot do or feel or say to my kid. This is where we go back to, you came out of my body, remember? Not the Petri dish. And y'all want to take my respect away as a mother and give it to somebody who isn't, and make them feel like you have a voice. You have no voice. I understand you feel how you feel. I respect that. I'm not mad at any letter in the alphabet that you feel that you want to identify with. But please understand this. You will never be me. You cannot relate to me. And you definitely are not taking my voice. We're not in competition.
And I think that goes into, and she said it like, no matter how many hormones you take, no matter what you snip, cut, add to,
get down.
A woman will never be a man and a man will never be a woman. We're built differently. You know what I'm saying? So just cause somebody takes testosterone, right? And you start growing facial hair like a man, and your voice might get deep like a man, and you can sew on, a penis like a man. You might get fought like a man, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're still a woman, right? And a woman that makes a transition, or a man that makes transition, you're still a man. That's just my opinion.
That's it.
Right? So you can't.
You're always going to remember that.
Inside out, and you're still going to be what you are. Nothing's going to change that. And again, identify. Listen, I wake up some days and I identify as the Queen of England. I get checked real quick when there's no red carpet rolled out for me, but I still identify as royalty, right? So my thing is, you could be what you feel like you want to be, but please understand what you are.
So then, I got a question. I know so that means, so when you talked about parenting, right? Where we fell as parents. So I'm gonna ask y'all think Dwayne Wade failed in his Gabrielle Union, whatever? You think they failed as parents?
Yep.
I think they did, because regardless in life, one thing that every parent tries to teach their kids: structure.
Yep.
And by giving him freedom to do this, what else has he given freedom to? He's also given freedom to get bullied. He's also given freedom for other people to make assumptions on him, which they are doing. Now, if Dwayne Wade wasn't at his status, would his kid have that much freedom? Would his kid make that choice and be so flamboyant about it, so outspoken about it? You got other kids that, like, brother, is this. If I'm a parent and his son's daughter, whatever you want to call him, mother has said that, let him grow up before he makes that decision.
Yep.
Taking the structure away and giving him and telling him that, granted, we tell our kids you can be anything in life, but there's a structure in which we say it, and I think Dwayne Wade took that structure out.
Yep.
And now this might damage him when he's 30 because of this. He might damage him.
He can't go back.
Right. You can't. And you know what's funny? You said it earlier, see how they know how to make a TikTok. Well, guess what? If you go on TikTok and you watch a lot of transgenders who have gone through the transition, they themselves have said, I wish I would have waited. I wish I would have been at the mindset to be able to make this decision. I have taken hormones that have damaged my body, hormones that have almost killed me to go through this process. This is all a money play. It costs nearly $1 million to transition from one sex to another. This is all a money play, like everything else in this country. They don't give a damn about these kids. They don't give a damn about their feelings. Because if you did, what I would be saying is, can you take your ass to school, please? Learn these ABC. Can you learn how to write?
Right.
It's not even writing a script anymore. Everything is on the computer. So what happens if we have a whole hack and we no longer can use computers? Can you write? Can you?
You have no record of history.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. They're dumbing them down. This is all intentional. And this is where I say, as parents, we need to make sure that we are stepping up to make sure that our kids are protected. I'm not saying that you may not wake up and say, hey, I don't like who I am today. But the conversation should be, okay, honey, I can understand that and I respect that. But I need you to take the time to just be who you are. And when you come of age and you still feel this way, knock yourself out.
When you out my house.
Right. And when you pay your own bill, because Dwayne Wade is the one footing the bill for this one.
Right.
And they just moved out of Florida because why? She's getting bullied. Why? Because guess what? I don't care how much money you have. It's still a situation that puts our kids out there and they have enough to deal with.
You know what's crazy? Real quick, what's crazy is, so his son turned into a woman that's dating a gay white boy.
Mm.
So doesn't that make that white boy straight? If he believes he's a woman, right?
Now you turning too many keys. You turn too many keys at the same time.
if Dwayne Wade's son believes he's a woman, a female, and the white boy thinks he's gay, but he's dating a boy that believes he's a woman and believes everything he says,
It's because that gay boy knows that is still a man.
for right now,
Or
Because
he
he
was
probably
a
believes in
feminine.
science.
And that's something, honestly, that's a question that I have for myself. I see some of these women out here who are with other women who look like men. I don't understand, sis. So you want to be with another woman who looks like a man? What's the point? Well, I don't understand it. Look at Caitlyn Jenner. She says she's not gay. She's transgendered, right? Gone through the whole change, and she's with another woman. So you're not gay, but you're a woman who's with another woman. What does that make you? I'm confused.
That's
The
crazy.
freedom to be unabashedly white.
White privilege.
You know
White
what I'm
and
saying?
right. When you white and right, you can do whatever you want. I'm just
Like, it's a whole bunch of different demographics and a whole bunch of different ways to look at it. None of the people on this panel are malicious people. Nobody is saying that anybody deserves to be hurt. But
Right.
I don't want nobody to get that idea. But certain shit doesn't make sense. You allowed a child to take lead on a decision for an adult. That is the beef I have with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union.
Right.
and
Right.
brother said,
Y'all ain't necessarily, y'all had your own trauma in life. And you're not making the best decisions for another kid that's got his whole life ahead of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Caitlyn Jenner is this is old white man fantasy. And if we make it regular, then I can still be an old white man with power, even though I wear a dress.
Right. Right. I mean, look how crazy it is. He transgendered. He came out as a woman, transgendered, and the ESPYs named her Woman of the Year. What in the bullshiggery are you talking about? She's not a woman.
And every natural born woman at the ESPYs should have had a problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They should have.
Absolutely. But nobody wants to buck. That's the problem. Nobody wants to be the person who says it because, again, now you're anti this and you're anti that. Look at that whole situation with Budweiser with this transgender Dylan Mulvaney celebrating 365 days of being a woman. You're not a woman. You haven't even gone through the change.
And they lost their ass.
Nike too. Nike gave her a broad deal. I'm confused. Angel Reese and the whole female LSU team won a championship. Why doesn't she have a Nike deal? But you give a Nike deal to a man dressed as a woman. I'm confused. But when you say that, oh, you're a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm stating facts. He's not a woman. He is a man dressed as a woman.
So then that's about to cross over into that whole, should transgender men be able to compete with women in swimming and track and field and all this? That's the same lines that we talking on.
Yeah, exactly. And we could talk about that too, because I don't even understand that whole situation. So you can't rate, you don't rate in your sport, so you want to come over here and dominate this sport. And there are states who are actually making it legal. It's illegal now for professional male athletes. If you're not a female, you cannot compete in these sports. It's about damn time somebody's standing up for what's right.
Right.
Give them their own sports. There's Special Olympics, right? They have their own Olympics. Give them the Gender Olympics. But what you don't do is have a man. I just feel like I'm a woman today. Leah Thompson, no offense, a man in stature and size. When you look at him, he is bigger in size than any of the women he competes against. Oh, he's beating the brakes off of these chicks. Of course he is. He's 6 foot something. Come on.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wake up. I think I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna feel like I'm a millionaire. I think I'm gonna start.
Right. And I'm gonna go into the bank and say, "Hey, I woke up and I feel like I'm a millionaire.
I feel like I got it."
Yeah, I identify as a millionaire right now.
Right. So give it to me, please.
Yeah, look, this is wild. This is wild. Like, we could go on and on.
Yeah.
We kind of did this today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is
But it's all
never,
good talk.
no, and that's what it is. It is a deeply respectful talk. No matter how anybody would try to spin the conversation we had,
Right.
we made very valid points, and nobody again was malicious
Nope.
to any kind of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
And I
cannot.
appreciate the platform because I speak. Excuse me. I speak passionately about these things because I am passionate about it. I'm not speaking from a place of hate, and I'm not speaking from a place, you know what I'm saying, of slander. I'm speaking facts.
Indeed.
And I appreciate the ability to do that on this platform. Thank you so much for that, guys.
Because we're adults here, and as adults, we need to be able to have the tough conversation.
Yes. Seriously.
Now, that being said, man, we're going to go into our last call. I really appreciate y'all. I like y'all together. I like Hess. And just y'all subject matter is good. But for another show, we'll finish this topic. On you, Be Love, talk to the people. Let them know what's going on with you.
Well, I am doing a morning show on YouTube called The Good Morning Gang every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to 10 on YouTube at Big Phil Speaks with my coach. And we talk about things like this too, but I promise you, people get way more offended. They're not as gracious as you guys have been. And of course, I have LGO Real Talk on Instagram every Wednesday or Thursday, 7:30. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you check me out right here, bottom of the bottle, with my two guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Indeed. We appreciate you. CS, talk to the people.
Hey, first of all, man, I just want to say, Mother's Day's coming up, so I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, and grandmamas that's raising grandkids. Hey, I was for a long time I've been with the working with at-risk youth. I kind of fell back because I had to make some career changes and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get back into the game in a little while. But another thing, man, I just want to talk about real quick is that a demographic of society that a lot of people forget about is our veterans. So I've been kind of doing some stuff with veterans and working with veterans, man. There's a lot of vets out there that's homeless. There's a lot of vets that are struggling with mental health. So I don't kind of, switched over to that for a minute, but I'm gonna jump back into it, back with the youth, man. But hey, please don't forget about our vets, because there's a lot of vets out there that's struggling and they need our support.
Absolutely understand that, man, and we appreciate that. What you got for him, Carolina?
Yes, appreciate that. We do need to do a show on veterans. I like that. LGL, appreciate you coming on. He took this morning talking about coming on. She got her own platform. She has his own platform. We got two podcast hosts that they got their direct on their platform two different ways, but to bring them on our platform, like, I appreciate them coming on our platform. Watch our show. This is LGL's probably 4th or 5th episode. I think she has is around the same thing. Once again, they both have an open platform. Be Love, I hit Tiki up. Tiki was supposed to come on, but she said she'll catch us next time, so we got to get y'all back on. But our platforms is always evolving. I always say we don't have bells and whistles like everybody else, so we just try to hit you with content and just a real conversation. Our stuff is not English, but real conversation. So we ain't gonna have all the facts, but we are gonna have our own opinion. I appreciate these two coming on our platform. Once again, we'll bring them back. I appreciate everybody watching together. We break James came in here, Smitty came in here. I got to go back and look at everybody else that came in here. I appreciate them. I will try to get my audio, my internet better. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate
Pull
y'all.
the string tight when you talk.
Huh?
What?
I keep telling him to pull the string tighter when he talk.
Oh. Yeah.
Nah, man, look. This is the bottom of the bottle where we are not afraid to have a conversation, to have an opinion, to stick by the opinion, and still be decent people, man. A lot of divisiveness is going on, and you can't talk anymore. Everything is a forbidden topic, or the way you feel about it. We have to understand how this section of people feel, but they don't have to understand how we might feel. And I think that's bullshit. So you can come here and you can express yourself in a way, as long as you are not malicious, because that's not what we're here for. Ultimately, we're here for community and to bring shit together. But if I don't understand something, help me understand it. That being said, this is the bottom of the bottle. I'm Jay Walker the third. That's Carolina Dirt 803. Special thank you to Be Love, CS, man. We appreciate y'all always, man. And outside of that, we'll see y'all next time. Until then, be
Out.
yeah, man.